Welcome to Optimal Living Starts Here. I am Versandra Kennebrew, your host for this episode. And today we have the wonderful pleasure and privilege of having on our show a very special guest. Now, this guest, I have got to tell you that I met him several years ago when I moved to the Atlanta area from Detroit. And this gentleman has been working with veterans and he has been serving them in all kinds of different capacities. And he's going to tell you a little bit more about his journey. But for right now, let me just introduce to you the executive director and founder of Georgia Vet Fest. His name is Leonard Morgan, and we're happy to have him on the show to share with you how his organization is supporting veterans and their families, not only to live healthy and happy lives as we do at Optimal Living Starts Here, but he does so much more in his community to support veterans as well. So without further ado, let me just bring on to you Mr. Leonard Morgan. How's it going, Leonard?
I'm doing well, Sandra. How you doing?
I'm doing absolutely beautiful. You see, I'm out here hanging out on the river walk of the Chattahoochee River here in Columbus, Georgia, and just really enjoying a sunny, beautiful day. But I hear that it's raining in Atlanta.
It is. It is. It's pouring down buckets.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But it's good you have a roof over your head, huh?
That's for sure. That's for sure.
So tell our audience a little bit about who you are and what you are doing with Georgia Vet Fest.
Well, my name is Leonard Morgan. I am the founder CEO of Vet Fest. Vet Fest started in the early 2011. Our mission statement is that we honor our veterans and their families for their courageous service and sacrifice for this country. Therefore, we have events and activities of a patriotic nature to bring veterans and their families together in unity and camaraderie. You know, and the thing about reuniting with you that's so special is the fact that we met some years ago when we was operating out of the same location as far as in College Park, you know, and when I came back in contact with you, you gave me the opportunity to do something in a collaborative that I had wanted to do for some time, and that was to have a retreat for veterans, right? In addition to doing events for veterans and their families, the other thing that you and your audience would like to know is that our main cause is for mental health, because so many veterans suffer from some form of mental health, whether it is anxiety, depression, PTSD, suicide, TBI, MST, a lot of host of areas that falls up under mental health. But more important than that is that we believe in the holistic and wellness platform that would give our veterans an opportunity to be brought back into a normal life and be able to operate, you know, in society at large. So having this opportunity to partner with you in this endeavor, it brings great pleasure to me and to this organization, because I know you've done so much work in this field. Able to work with is something that I've been looking forward to do. If there's any hit on me, right, you know, is that I do too much, right? But for those who say that I do too much, I'd say to them, they probably ain't doing enough, right? We have 58 events in 10 years for veterans and their families. Everything ranging from ceremonies for veterans, where we give certificates of honor, to breakfast with Santa, car and bike shows, concerts, 5K runs. And all of those events are done to bring veterans together in unity and camaraderie. because just like any other compartment in society, everybody speaks their own language. When a veteran, I just had a phone call today, and I was talking to a young man that had been in the military. His MOS was he was a level in Bravo. You know, we talked about what he was stationed. We talked about what his tours entail. And then we talked about what his mental state of mind was, right? And see, there are not a lot of people who know how to even have that conversation. So, yeah, so having, you know, this opportunity to work with you and to bring veterans together for health and wellness, in addition to know that there are organizations out here like yours and mine that are doing things to make sure that we let our veterans know that they are appreciated. You know, yes, ma'am.
No, I'm just so excited when you said that. It just, touches my heart because everything I do is about purpose. And I know it's the same thing with you. You know, you do things because you know that it's a part of your divine purpose here on this earth. And when you say those words, it's not just words to me. I feel them in my heart, because my dad's a veteran. And I know he's 88 years old, and I know all of the things that he is experiencing, including the fact that at 88 and he has Alzheimer's, and we are looking at his final days and what that's going to look like. And the fact that, I'm just going to be upfront with it. The bottom line is we called the Veterans Administration to find out about his benefits and burial and those type of things. And basically they told him on the phone, yeah, you served in the military for 6 years, but there's nothing coming to you. It's basically the system is in such a way that if you are older or you have mental challenges or you are just not able to follow all of the hoops and jump them that are required, that you really miss out even on services that are due to you because you served our country. And so that right there really stands out to me. And that means, when I think about that and you're saying those things, I'm thinking, well, I need to call Leonard. Maybe he can help me in some kind of way, because I have not been able to get to anyone that can assist me. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're really talking about the fact that veterans serve us. They serve and protect. They have served and protect us. And then those that are active duty are doing it right now. And those servants, those protectors deserve to have an organization like yours and like mine and like so many others that are out there attempting to assist them on their journey to optimal living. That's what I'm talking about. So,
okay. Yeah, but let me speak to a couple things you said. There are no shortages of services for veterans. What the VA does not do well is coordinating those services for the people who have served this country for them and need them, right? Which is another reason, we do what we'll do, because one of the things that we do, we are visible. We're very visible in the community in the sense that you can talk about the VA. You can even talk about the other service organizations. And at the end of that conversation, you ask, where are they? Because they're not visible, right? And then we look at the statistics that says how many veterans do not use the VA system. Because one point in time, especially the age of your father, if he tried to get services when he got out, they called it shell shot, and they shied away from getting services, and that same shell shot is PTSD that we know.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So having said that, maybe, and you should contact me even after we get through with this recording, because I do know ways of helping you to access services and resources for your father. And we'll also be at this event as well, and possibly finding out if there are veterans there who need services and resources I'm going to add that by saying this, right? Georgia has almost 1 million veterans, but only about 200,000 of those veterans are connected to a service organization that can make them aware of what resources are to them. So when you numbers about 800,000 out there have no clue of what service, and that's the
Right.
reason a partnership like ours is so important. Not only that we're doing this retreat so that we, through optimal living, that veterans can learn how to take care of themselves, but they also come in contact with us where they can find out about benefits, services, and resources.
Right. Right. Yeah, absolutely. We will definitely make sure that they can get access to that information at the Veterans Family Retreat. And that is coming up on September 18th from 10 o'clock a.m. until 4 o'clock p.m. at Callaway Gardens. And so let's go ahead and move on into what that is going to look like for our guests that will join us on that day. Now, I know that you just said that you will be available and you will have resources and information. You'll have your team there. I know that they are going to be serving kind of like as our hospitality and logistics. And I gotta say this. Remember about a month or so ago, I came to Atlanta to one of your events that was just so powerful. It was a celebration of first responders, and there were all of these amazing organizations who came together to actually provide lunch for first responders. That was an amazing experience, and I still remember getting out there and dancing and
Yeah,
grooving with
you
your little.
did. And I, yeah.
Yes, that was so much fun.
But
Did
but
you enjoy that too?
yeah, but that's what happens when you love what you do, right? You
Yeah,
know,
absolutely.
it's not even though we're committed,
Mhm.
it's about loving what you do and enjoying it as you do it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, when people do come to the Callaway Gardens, I mean, if you've never ever been there before, I wanted to do this interview here on the Riverwalk just because, the water and trees in the background and everything help you to kind of get that feel of what you will be experiencing out on Callaway Gardens. But we're like taking this to level 10, and this might be a 2 compared to Callaway Gardens because there's actually a
Yeah,
lake, Robbins Lake Beach, I must say at the end, because it's been converted into a beach that has about a little over a mile as far as how far it is to walk around this beach. It has other like water activities, water spouting out of the ground and everything. And then there's just grass and picnic benches and everything all around it. And we're talking about hundreds of acres, and there's everything from zip lining to the butterfly gardens, and there's many gardens throughout. There's a golf course, there's cottages and cabins and everything for people who decide they want to stay and spend the day walking through this amazing property, or I don't even know what to call it because it's just phenomenal. But we're going to be hanging out there, and for a full day we will have educators in the holistic health arena that will provide little mini classes about an hour each. We're going to have a yoga instructor teaching yoga. We will have a person teaching meditation. We will have a mindfulness walk around the beach. We will do some journal writing because journaling is so very important with getting your thoughts out of your head and onto paper so that you can kind of clear things out and make room for what's next. And then we also have a young lady who is a dynamic teacher and counselor who will be engaging the children in activities. So we have children's activities. And my favorite, my absolute favorite, is the art of touch, learning the art of touch. We will be teaching couples how to massage one another, and they'll actually be kind of in the water on their lounge chairs and learning and experience touch from their partner. And we're teaching that to enhance intimacy and nonverbal communication between individuals. And of course, I'm talking about it being a couples thing, but it's also very good for children and their parents. And, you know, the reason behind that is the fact that touch deprivation, which is defined as, you know, suffering from poor, loveless, or inadequate physical contact, it's a real deal. And people are literally becoming sick. Their immunity is being depleted, especially during this COVID pandemic, because we're being told to stay away from each other 6 feet or more. And we're not getting that human connection that we need desperately. Our body has to have it for it to function at full capacity. So we're really teaching this to invite people to come back home and begin to touch again, at least in your household and in your family. You know, just because you're being told you got to be 6 feet apart out in the world doesn't mean that you got to keep that a distance in your household, because we need each other. So I'm just super excited that we're going to be doing all of that while even having activities that I'm sure you'll probably have the bobblehead man.
Yeah.
What's my friend's name? What's his name?
Oh, wait a minute. You're talking about Little Jimmy.
Yeah.
Little Jimmy.
I hope he'll make it out there so we can dance again.
Yeah. Be out there, right?
Yeah,
Wow.
that's good stuff. So yeah, we're gonna have a really, really good time. But I want to know a little bit more, because I know that you guys have, I think you do housing. You do,
Yes,
what
ma'am.
other kind of resources do you do for veterans?
Actually, thank you for asking me that. Right now, I'm sitting in the house that we have created with the capacity of housing 6 veterans. And I am sitting in my baby, which is called the War Room, where we focus on strategic solutions, right? I think a lot of times we get bogged down into whatever the problem is and we stop looking for the solution, right? This organization is always looking for solutions and want to be at the forefront of doing those things that our veterans need, offering the services they need, you know. And even as you were explaining what you were looking at doing on that day, you know, I was getting excited because we need that. We need the unity. We need to come right. We need to be able to, you know, in addition to doing the housing, and what we're also doing is putting together a RAMS program, which is for light industrial and logistical training and employment. In addition to
Yeah,
that, they're also looking at educational and higher learning, and we're looking at putting scholarships in place for veteran kids. So
yeah,
we're kind of a rounded organization in the sense that, again, I'm known for doing too much. And for those who say I do too much, I said that they're not doing enough. So I'm looking forward to this event and bringing out some information like our employment, our housing, our education, and family program offered to our audience at this event.
yeah. And the other thing that I really love about Georgia Vet Fest is that you guys are all about collaboration. Every time I see you doing anything out in the community, you have a focus on pulling together organizations that are doing things that support one another. It's like you're layering all of these various resources and services together. So would you like to shout out some of your partners? Because I know you have an event coming up real soon, your 9/11 event that's happening. You want to shout out some of those partners?
Actually, I'm laughing because I'm like, you're a great PR person, right? Right now we just received a grant from Home Depot yesterday to finish the repairs on this location of the housing, right? And
Right.
we're looking at getting our partners in mental health to be there. There'll be plenty of vendors. We have partnered with the city of Forest Park in order to have that event on October the 23rd. And what VetFest is really a platform, right? There are a lot of organizations and companies out there who have services, have resources, but people don't know how to navigate them or to assess them. So what we have done, we built a platform that they can come on and they can get the exposure and the recognition in the community that not only veterans, but the community can come out and take advantage of what they have to offer. Because another unique thing about VetFest is we bridge the community with our veterans. So, yeah, so there's a lot of people in the community come out and are able to take advantage of our vendors, our partners, our sponsors, and I'm looking forward to not only your event, we also have another event that we're doing, a 9/11 event where we're doing with the city of South Fulton. We're also doing an event with this and do
That's
any.
what happens when you're outside.
Yeah, yeah, see, right? So, having said that, this event, I'm already looking forward to making it bigger and better, in my partnership with you in the years to come.
Yes, because this is the first annual. And although we have the goal of 100 families coming to join us this year, let me just tell you, Callaway Gardens is so big that we can have 1,000 families and still have room for more. But we want to move it around to various state parks and things around Georgia. And then we want to expand outside of Georgia into other states. We have literally Alabama is just on the side of this other side of this river. Alabama is on the other side of this river. So we have Alabama to tap into. We have the Carolinas to tap into. And then we want to expand even beyond the South into the Northeast, Northwest. I mean, we both have huge visions. And that's what I love about picking up that phone in January and giving you a call. And it was definitely divinely inspired. I think I had a dream or something. And it was like, well, who do I ask? Who do I talk to? Leonard. I'm like, okay. So I like to follow when spirit is guiding me in any particular way. I like to follow it and be in the flow because that's where your blessings are, in the flow. And so we are going to be flowing on September 18th out there on the water. September 18th. You see this weather today. This is literally 29 days from now. So although it's almost 100 degrees today, I think we'll see a stark shift in the weather where it might be about in the low 80s. And that's going to be very pleasant.
Yes. I've been looking into the weather during that time, and you're on point. It's going to be a little bit cooler, but it's going to be very
Yes, that's what I am looking forward to. So before we end this interview today, I would like to just give you the opportunity to share anything else that you would like for our audience to know about your organization, about you, anything that you think is beneficial, because this show is all about supporting veterans and their families with living healthy, happy lives. And the way that we do this is by coming together, sharing resources, sharing expertise, those type of things. And I know you got something else you might want to share with our audience before we end today.
Actually, we'll probably be recording all day if I talk about, the vision. And, you mentioned some other states that we were looking at, and we want to be in 12 different states the next 3 years strategically, the Southeast United States and East Coast. doing the same thing that we're talking about doing right now with Ultimate Living, as well as the other events, activities that we if the audience want to see some of the things that we're doing, not only in this community, but we have a drop down on our website that says community, and that community, that drop down will show the other states that we're planning on going into as well. And that website, www.vet, that's VET hyphen fest, FEST.org. You'll be able to view the event, even all your event is on here, or should I say our event is on the website. And just follow us and support us as we get ready to take this vision across the country.
Yes, absolutely. That is wonderful. And I like to say that out loud because it's something about speaking things into being. I tell you, good stuff. Well, I want to thank you so much for your time today. It has definitely been a pleasure chatting with you, Leonard, and introducing our audience to all that you are doing at Georgia Vet Fest and about our collaboration and the first annual Veterans Family Retreat happening on September 18th from 10 o'clock a.m. until 4 p.m. You can visit theoptimalplan.com. That is theoptimalplan.com to learn more and get your tickets. Or you can visit vet-fest.org. Again, that is vet-fest.org. Get to learn more about how Leonard and his team, his amazing, hardworking team, is doing what they do out there in the community to serve veterans and their families, because those individuals who have given their life in service to protect us deserve to be well. Thank you so much and peace out.
Well spoken.